Question 8. Diagram on the right shows the graph of fx equals to this, where b and c are constants. Find the values of b and c. Right. So from this graph, they already gave us the roots. This is 2, this is 6. So the axis of symmetry can be found. Axis of symmetry would be right in the middle now. So if we draw a dotted line here, this will be the axis of symmetry. This will be right in between 2 and 6. So if you want to find the value between 2 and 6, you just have to add both, divide by 2. So 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Therefore, this value is 4. Okay, cannot see. So I write here. X value would be 4. Okay, so the vertex is here. So for the vertex, the x value would be 4. Okay, that will be the axis of symmetry as well. Axis of symmetry, you can say x equals to 4. Right. Okay, now let's look at the question. They want us to find the values of b and c. Okay. So our equation fx equals to x squared plus bx plus c. We know the formula for axis of symmetry. Okay, the formula is x equals to negative b over 2a. And we know the axis of symmetry, the actual answer, x equals to 4. So what we can do is, we can put in the formula equals to 4. Negative b over 2a equals to 4. So our a, b and c's will be 1, b and c. So then we put it inside the formula. Negative b is just negative b, 2a is 1, equals to 4. So from here, negative b is 4 times 2. 2 we bring there, becomes times. So negative b is 8, therefore b is negative 8. Done. Right. So b we found already. Next we must find c. Okay. So to find c, we can sub in, since we already know b, right? Okay, let me substitute this. B is now negative 8. So to find c, what we can do is, we know so many coordinates here. We know 2, we know 6. So these full coordinates, too big. Okay, this particular coordinate would be 2, 0. And this particular coordinate would be 6, 0. Okay, because these are the roots. So at the roots, y value would be 0 lah. Okay, the y value here is 0. So you can sub in these coordinates to find c. So let's just take any of these coordinates lah. So let's just take this. This is x, this is y. So we sub it into the formula. So fx would be y, which is 0. Okay. 0 equals to 1x squared minus 8x plus c. Okay, I'm just subbing this value with x and y. So from here you can find c lah. 2 square minus 8 times 2 is negative 12. Therefore c is 12. Okay, negative 12, I brought it over the other side, I get c is 12. Done. So we can sub this here. C is 12. Done. So this will be our equation. Okay. Right. Let's look at B. So I can delete all this. B, the coordinates of the minimum point. Okay, so now that we have the equation, we can find any coordinates lah, as long as we have one more. So we have 4 as the x, we can put it into the x, we can find fx. So fx, let me use blue. This is b. So fx equals to 1 4 square minus 8 times 4 plus 12. So you can put this in the calculator. 4 square minus 8 times 4 plus 12. Negative 4. So our minimum coordinates would be 4 and negative 4. So we can say minimum coordinate for negative 4. Right. Okay, done. Next, C. The range of values of x when fx is negative. So when fx is negative, that means this is our fx line. So from here to here, fx is positive. From here downwards is negative. So when fx is negative, our graph exists from here to here. So the range of x would be between 2 and 6. So we can say x is between 2 and 6. Done. And finally, let's look at D. D, we use green. The maximum value when the graph is reflected in the x-axis. Okay, so this is the x-axis when the graph is reflected. So this is our graph. When it reflects on this axis, our graph would be something like this. So let me draw the graph first. Okay, it will look something like this. So if this coordinate here is negative 4, here would be positive 4. Okay, because it's a reflection. So we can say this is 4. So the maximum value when the graph is reflected is 4. Max value, you just take the y value only. If they say max coordinate, that's a different story lah. If max value, they are just talking about the y value. Because now this is our whole graph. This will be the maximum value, 4. So again, this graph had a minimum coordinate of 4, negative 4. But we only want the minimum coordinate of y here, which is negative 4. So when you flip negative 4 about this axis, it will become positive 4. So the max value is 4. That's it.